Today's video is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to personally affect me, and it could potentially affect you. Behind me is my 1970 Ford Mustang Mach 1. This is a car I've owned since 2006. I bought it, had 31,000 original miles on it. It now has 44,000 original miles on it. I've driven this car across the United States twice. It was part of a television show that was on the Speed Channel. It was called Bull Run. It made it through season 3, 5 episodes, and I'll put a link to where you can find those down below.
When Viper chose us to throw into the challenge, it became a personal thing for us. What comes around goes around, and they'll get theirs. It's coming. So we'll do just fine. Steady as a rock, no problem. Come on!
This is a show that starred Bill Goldberg as the host, and yours truly had a very small part in it in season 3. Myself and my good friend Kenny Brown were in that show. We made it 5 episodes. The car really was the star for our team. When that show completed, we drove this car back from Reno, Nevada to my home here near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. In 2021, myself and another friend, Glenn, we drove 2 cars, and we were going to drive them all the way across the country along the Lincoln Highway. This is my first YouTube videos, and you can see those on the channel. They're not my best work. I had no idea what I was doing with video, but Glenn and I, in our 2 cars, he drove a 2005 GT, and I drove my 1970 Mach 1. We made it on the Lincoln Highway all the way to Gothenburg, Nebraska, where I lost a rear axle bearing in this car. It took a couple of days to get that thing squared away. You need a press to rectify that thing, and you also have to find the parts. From there, we drove north to Devil's Tower, Wyoming, to see Devil's Tower, and then back home. So this car and me have been through a lot. A lot of my friends will say, hey, do you still have that old Mach 1? My response has always been, as long as I enjoy the car, I'm going to keep it. Now that I'm getting a little bit older, I turned 59 in August, not enjoying driving the car as much anymore. The nostalgia is still there. The car, mechanically, is perfect. It's just me, not that young anymore. I don't have the strength I used to have. I don't have the endurance. The lack of air conditioning is becoming a thing for me. And that's where you come in. Now I'm going to sell this car to someone. I thought about putting it on eBay or maybe put it on Bring a Trailer. That seems to be where you can get the most money for a car. Then I thought to myself, do I really want the most money for this car? Or do I want to get it to someone that I know is a good caretaker of it, like I've been for the last 18 years? Do I want to know where this car is 5 years from now and 10 years from now? And if I make it 15 years from now, it'd be nice to know that this car is in good hands. And that has a value to me. Now, 1970 Mach 1s are bringing between 35 and 60 on the high end for an original car. This certainly is an original car. It is rust-free. You won't find rust on it anywhere. Mechanically, it's very sound. The mileage is so low on this car because early in its life, it was a drag car. It was sent to the drag strip, and it would run a quarter mile at a time. The original engine is long gone. It was replaced by a 72 Cobra Jet 351. They're a little beefier blocks than what would have came in it originally. They're 4-bolt mains. They have a heavier crank. They're a little more robust. That engine I had rebuilt in 2006 when I bought it. It was balanced, blueprinted. It was bored 30 over. It has an Edelbrock intake on it. I added Hedman headers to it. It's a little healthier now than it ever was in its original form. Now, that said, I did keep the original manifolds. I did keep all the parts of the original air conditioning system there, minus the condenser. This is not an original car. It is a very serviceable car. It's been modernized. The gauges are Dakota Digital. They're new. They work perfectly. The power steering was removed. I put a manual steering adapter on it because I get a lot more feedback with the manual steering, and I had issues with the power steering system leaking. Not only that, the old power steering in Ford cars was a two-finger kind of deal. Not a whole lot of feedback going on there. You could turn the wheel with one finger. Yeah, that really wasn't what I was looking for, so I went to manual steering setup. I also got rid of the power brakes because once again, the power brakes in the early Fords, you give it a little bit of brake pedal, it's going to slam on the brakes. Now there's more pedal feel to it, and actually the manual brakes in this car are just as easy to use as what the power brakes were. You just have to put a little more pedal into it. This car by no means is a perfect restoration. It just isn't. It's a very nice, presentable car. The chrome is mostly newer chrome. The door handles, the bumpers, the trim, all that stuff was replaced. I have a stack of receipts that's this thick, and I've kept every receipt for the car since I bought it in 2006. The tires were replaced a year ago. Overall, this is a great car. I'd like to see it go to a good home, and maybe that's you. Like I said, I'll take a little bit less than what market value is if I can find someone that's going to give this car a good home. I look at it as if I was getting rid of a pet. I want it to go somewhere where someone's going to care for it. Maybe that's nuts. Maybe I should just throw it out and bring a trailer, and maybe that's where I'll end up. But I'm going to throw it out there. Some of you folks have left great comments. I know you like Ford products. I know you like the history. I know you love the cars. If you have an interest in this vehicle, I put my contact information in the description of every single video I have. Reach out to me on email. Let me know what you're thinking. So there you have it. If you want to see this vehicle drive the Lincoln Highway and some of the worst videos I've ever put together, I'll leave a playlist right over here. Also, I put some other videos on the channel early on because this is a car I had. I'm going to leave them maybe here and here. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope one of you out there that's a good caretaker gets a hold of me and we can work this out. If not, in the spring, I'll be putting it on Bring a Trailer, and it's just going to go to somebody out there. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll see you.